Do you ever take the time out for an emotional pit stop? Well, if not, you want to watch this video because you may want to start doing it. Hey, Jason here, and if you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me go through Johannesburg, showing you how beautiful of a city this is, man, how safe it is here, and how it is nothing like the Western media has been showing us my whole life. And most importantly, I've been talking about success, what it is, and how to get it in the three areas of life that I focus on: happiness, health, and wealth. And if you're new to the channel, the definition of success by Earl Nightingale is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. And to me, being emotionally happy is a worthy idea, man. Like, as someone who practices emotional intelligence now, someone that is, do these emotional pit stops regularly, I love being happy, man. And so I'm telling you, just from straight up firsthand knowledge, I remember how I was when I was the angry military veteran guy and had all these other identities that were so important to me that, I'm willing to fight for. And I don't miss that life, man. So I'm just telling you straight up. But you may be like, what's an emotional pit stop, Jason? And what are you talking about here? Like, why are these things important? And that's a very valid question. Now, if you've been following any type of law of attraction, any of that, you may have been seeing, or The Secret, in case you're not familiar with it being called the law of attraction. If you watch The Secret, they always talking about how you're supposed to, feel as if you already have it. You have to, be in the emotion of the person that you want to become and all these things, but they're not telling you how to do it. And when I first got started out in this and started reading into it, even with when my late wife Cece, she would come back, tell me some things. I'm just like, this is too mumbo jumbo. Like, it's too, people like, oh, if you just say you want it, you're gonna get it. And I'm like, I've been saying I wanted to be a billionaire, a millionaire, and all these other things for many years. I'm like, it never came, man. Like, there got to be something more to this. And thankfully, we stuck to it. There was times where, I wasn't all the way in. She would keep me motivated, well, keep me inspired and going. I don't want to say motivated, kept me inspired and sticking to it. And there was times she was kind of out of it, like needed a break. And I was really big into it, and it kept her inspired. And so this is where I got to now, man. And it's like, I'm grateful for that because I'm really understanding now what it means, knowing now that she's no longer here with me. Like going through that loss, but seeing how much it's rebounded me for gains in my life. Like it took me going through that in and out, being inspired, not being inspired, and getting to the point to where I am now, to where through repetition and just sticking to it, like I have a better understanding of this. And the one thing they don't tell you is though, you don't really gain understanding until you experience it. And like it, even though I thought I was going through, I've already been through the roughest times of my life, recovering from war and all of that and getting my mental health back, to then losing my best friend, my partner, my wife, that we were traveling the world together. Like I wasn't prepared for that, man. Like I was not ready for that. I wasn't ready to be this guy here talking to you every day on YouTube. I still was thinking, and even now it's days where it shocked me where I'm like, damn, I used to be married. Like I'm not anymore. Like I forget sometimes, like it's crazy, like this thing called time. Like it's been such a long time since I've heard her voice, but also like, it still just feel like yesterday I was talking to her. Like it just so crazy, man. It's like, and like, so it's like a beautiful thing when you start really understanding and having these emotional pit stops. Cause sometimes you have to, if you take the time to just settle down for a moment and really just feel some of your emotions, you'll start seeing like the things that make you happy in life. It's not really things that cost money. Like that's one of the biggest issues where with a lot of people think, oh, if I get the luxury car, if I get this big house, if I get these nice clothes and things, like those aren't usually the things that make you happy, man. Like for me, I can tell you, like when I had my beautiful house and stuff, like that didn't make me happy. I was felt like I was in a prison when I was in that house. You know, um, It wasn't the fact that I had a truck that made me happy. It was honestly just going out driving, just being out in the air, like having the fresh air hitting my face. Like that's what was making me happy. And I started realizing I can walk. I don't have to drive a truck. I don't need a car for that. Like I can just walk in a breeze, like walk early mornings when it's a little cool out, especially when it's nice warm days. Like the day I walked from Melville back to here to CBD, like, it's like the little things. And it's like when I started realizing it was those simple things that really made me happy, like I really started seeing as I focused more on those little things and not only just doing them, but embracing them, like really living in the moment. Like most of us have been taught to brood and bad situations. Like, give you an example: someone cut you off in traffic. Driving, even though the person's wrong, everything's wrong on their part. But like, how often are you just angry the moment they cut you off? How many people are angry for the next 30 minutes or an hour driving home, cursing all the way home? Now you're getting home, you're in your home now, and you're still angry about it. Like, we've been taught to just sit in that energy for a very long time, but we haven't been taught to sit in the energy of the things that make us happy. And so that's what I mean by an emotional pit stop. It's like literally just taking time out for yourself. It can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If you can get a day, do it. But like, it's just about you. And it's like, you're just doing whatever you want to do. Like, there's no question about it. If yes isn't the answer, you just don't do it. And that can mean you just sitting on the couch all day, watching TV. Like, it's not a bad thing. But while you're doing this, what you want to do is you want to intentionally make sure you're happy at all times. And so, like what I was doing, I did meditation today. I watched a couple of TV shows that I like. Like one of them's Married at First Sight, where it's matchmakers that match up strangers and match up five couples, and they get married right there on, like in like 2 weeks they get married, and then they move in together. And after 8 weeks total, they get to choose if they want to stay married or get divorced. And really good show. The professionals do a really great job matching, and it shows you like, because it's just funny because the show shows you like it's people's emotional intelligence that messes up the marriage. It's like some people are half in, or they're waiting for this spark thing instead of realizing, yo, you just got married to the person you said you wanted to be with. Them, you literally got professionals to match you with the right person for you. So it's like the only thing that can be getting in your way right now is emotional intelligence. So just watching that show, like it teaches me things, and I see mistakes and stuff. And then, then like I think at one point today, like I was just thinking about. I just took the time to just think about happy memories in my life. Like what were some of my happy accomplishments? Like I was happy. Had the accomplishment of buying a house, selling a house, of owning my own cars, like being able to leave and move out of the world, not out of the world, out of the country, like to be able to travel the world now, like all of these little things that I've started realizing that I was doing that was things that made me happy, like things that I'm proud of that I accomplished in my life, like learning how to budget, man. Like people think I joke when I talk about that. Like learning how to budget is not easy, man. Like if you're not taught that and you're not seeing that on a daily basis, like that's not a easy thing for people to learn, man. Like that's why I'm always talking about financial literacy because, whoa, man, until I started understanding that and get the emotional intelligence around that, but like, I have $300 here. Like, do I go out and spend 350, or do I really look and see what do I need to get? Like, it's easier said than done. Like, so many people be like, oh, I can do this, but when that money get in their hand, they just burning through, man. And I was one of those people. Like, so like just taking the time back and reflecting today of all of that, like, it just really showed me how like I am attracting the things that I want. And it's because I'm focusing on my mindset. Like I'm focusing on being happy, doing things that make me happy. And, I just wanted to share that with you because I feel like there's so much law of attraction teachers out here, but they're not teaching you the things they're doing. Like What does it mean to take time for yourself? Like, what does it look like? Just do something to make you happy. Like, just something as simple as that. And, people ain't really just being honest and telling this stuff. People are trying to make it look so mystic wise. And this is just real life, guys. Like, this is all it is. Just like, what is the simple things that make you happy? And so I hope you like this, man. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel. And just remember, guys, I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.